Lone Pine, California, which is actually a beautiful little town. So if you ever have an opportunity to drive through here, please do. It's windy today in Lone Pine. And I just remembered that actually I had heard about Lone Pine before because I'd researched it. Because believe it or not, California has obviously the Sierra Mountain Range and the tallest peak in the continental United States, which is Mount Whitney, which I've actually climbed with a friend of mine. And but also it has glaciers, and the glaciers are west of here. This is in fact the portal into the climb into the mountains to get to those glaciers. Big Pine, California. I've seen prettier towns, but this one's not bad. I have to say that Highway 395 is a beautiful highway. I don't know if it gets much more beautiful than this, quite frankly. I've driven all over this country, my friends, all over this country. I've driven across this country at least 4 times. Been through the south, a lot of green down that way. It's nice and purty down that way. I wouldn't mind living in the south, quite frankly. People, we're here at 6,000 feet. Needless to say, I am underdressed for the occasion. Wearing sandals, a light shirt, shorts. We're on our way to, we're going to pass through Yerington, Nevada. Mobiltec is up that way. I'm going to see if I can stop by and say hello. Well, we were just at 7,000 feet and are starting to descend, but you can see the mountains up here got a dusting of snow on them at some point. It's been a very dry season. For last year was profoundly wet season for California, and it ended theoretically the drought that we've been having. And this year, here we are in December, and I don't think we've gotten any rain for a long time of any significance. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if you can see, but there's a light snow coming down. It's not sticking, but it's definitely here. Well, good people, we're at 8,000 feet now, and as you can see, probably to my right or left here, you can see snow on the ground. So we're climbing. Actually, we're descending now, but we've been climbing for a while. We're actually near Mammoth Lake, so actually we passed Mammoth Mountain, and I believe Long Valley Caldera, which was an ancient caldera supervolcano that exploded and is responsible for much of the geology in this part of the world. There are other calderas around. For instance, Yellowstone has a huge one under it apparently, and when that goes, when the magma chamber collapses, there will be a reckoning in this country, I'll tell you that. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that supervolcano. But here, Long Valley did collapse upon itself, and there are places around here with hot springs where the crust is thin and the magma is, or the heated earth underneath heats the water, superheats the water. So, very interesting geology around here. So it looks like the snow is starting to stick here a little bit. I mean, it's not really snowing that heavily, so this must be just a dusting, but I don't have chains. Of course, we're all-wheel drive here, and I have decent tires. But I don't know if I'm ready for anything more than this, really. Well, good people, wherever I am, I just filled up. I paid an exorbitant amount of money for gasoline, but it's 26 degrees out here, and the snow is starting to stick a little bit, so this should be interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at Mono Lake, which I've never seen in my life, but I happen to be driving by, and there's a road that goes by it, and there it is, Mono Lake, people, which I believe is either a dead lake. No, I think it's a briny lake, right? I think there's like krill in there and stuff. I didn't realize that Mono Lake was so close to Mammoth Mountain, which is so close to the Long Valley Caldera. So it's like a threefer today.
Now, Joanne, let's introduce you to our panel.
It's interesting geography around here, I'll tell you that. Geology. Interesting, huh? Interesting. I don't think you should bother bringing your fishing poles up this way, because I don't think there are any fish in here. I guess I could stop filming and actually search the internet and find out. But from my recollection, I think this is a Salton, or there's some acidity to it or something. And I think the lake is based, or was created, or has something to do with volcanism, volcanic activity. Mono Lake, ladies and gentlemen. It's frigid out here. It's in its 20s, weather-wise, Fahrenheit. I'm on Highway 182. It's beautiful back here, by the way. I've passed several reservations. I'm on my way to Urington, approximately less than an hour out of Urington, but the road is getting progressively more icy. Now I believe the tires I'm on are snow tires, but I'm taking it pretty slow anyway. Well, 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 if it's not the man himself. I've been watching your videos for years.
Well, now you're on in one.
All right, sir, it's a great pleasure to meet you.
How you doing, man?
Great honor, great honor. Oh, this is a beautiful space.
Oh, yeah.
And where's your water cooler? You installed a water cooler here, didn't you?
Oh, that's the swamp cooler.
Swamp cooler, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger on the outside.
Yeah,
And then there's the heater I just
Oh,
installed
very nice.
a month ago.
Very nice. Very
And
nice.
that was the really biggie. I mean, that was. I mean, it wasn't any more work really than installing the swamp cooler or anything, but that was the big addition.
Huh.
The swamp cooler was, I got a total of
You did that by yourself? Is that you hired two guys to come? They didn't come?
They
You put it
didn't
in
show
yourself?
up. I did it myself. And this, my friend from Bishop came over and actually helped me hang it.
Oh, nice.
That only took 2 hours, but it was a week's worth of work and preparation, figuring things out and
Right.
stuff. And then I hired a plumber to do the actual gas installation. And then the propane company came out and set the tank outside.
Wow.
So I have a separate tank for this place
Uh-huh.
from my house, and that way I can write it all off.
And this looks like a project that's almost completed here.
Yeah, this is the 66 Super Shasta. And,
It's you don't see on camera how beautifully you actually restore these things. It doesn't come out how shiny and nice. It's
because an old crappy camper can look good on film.
yeah, and this one looks beautiful. I mean, it's shiny. It's
Well, I've got a lot of work into it.
yeah, I can imagine.
But they did a beautiful job on painting it.
Yeah, I remember
I'll
you.
give you the tour.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah, this is his real name's Manuel.
Manuel, yeah, I go by Thrasius Pratt on my YouTube channel, which I'm just starting out.
Oh, great! You're gonna have a channel.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
good.
Double Wasp
We'll-
Dynamics.
We'll put a link down below so that you can see that. But this is one of my viewers, and my faithful viewers.
Yep.
He's from the old days, even. And I think you're a student, aren't you?
I occasionally, but you know, I'm so busy these days that I'm even thrilled to be here because I'm just.
Oh
in the
well, the
middle-
videos are all archived.
Yeah.
For my students, so you can go back and watch.
Well,
them anytime you want.
I've definitely watched your videos. I remember
Yeah.
the it's a Cadillac name. One of the first trailers you
Oh,
did.
the DeVille.
The DeVille. That's the one.
Olac was the actual name of the company.
Oh, is that right?
And I found that on the inside of the window trim on one of the windows.
Is that right?
Cat-O-Lac. That was the name of the company.
I remember the DeVille
Yeah,
videos,
that's-
and I used to go through those and look at those.
Thank God those videos are so old. I mean, back then I think I had 1.2 megapixel camera. It was VGA format. So,
Right.
yeah, not real clear. But people are still watching them.
Oh, yeah, it's a great
Yeah.
channel. I mean, I encourage anybody to watch the channel. I mean,
Thanks.
not just for the tips on the trailers, but also just your life experience. You do skydiving and the
Skydiving.
you had your friend that
exploring.
passed away. I remember you went to the hospital to go see that guy. He said he was in the hospital with a heart attack or something, and he was
No, he was in there with leukemia.
leukemia.
Yeah, so he had fatal leukemia, and he's the one that I bought the property from, or the trailer and everything that in the old place. I bought that from his daughter. I just bought the whole place.
Right.
Just said, here, you don't have to sift through anything. Al was a real good friend of mine. We skydived a lot together. He was a rigger and parachute rigger, master parachute rigger, just one heck of a great guy. So when he died, rather than his daughter have to go through all the terrible stuff trying to sell everything off, I just bought the whole place.
That's great.
And everything in it.
Yeah.
Even his skydiving rig. So I jumped with that for a long time after. That was my last rig, as a matter of fact.
Is that right?
I still have it in the house.
Well, so I almost feel like I know you because I've watched you so many times,
Yeah.
and you're like, who is this guy that's called me
what
out of the
people
blue
say.
to come out of my
Yeah.
So, but it's a great pleasure. It's an honor to meet you. I've been watching you, and I've bought a piece of property over near Lovelock that in the middle of nowhere, so I can be alone sometimes.
Good. Are you going to build a shop or?
It's really in the middle of nowhere. It's even hard to get to. So I have a little 4x4, not a 4x, but an all-wheel drive.
So that's
BM.
an extra piece of property.
Yeah,
Okay.
46 acres.
And where do you live normally?
I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm actually
Okay.
from Los Angeles. I just drove up from Los Angeles. I work in San Francisco and Los Angeles. And I decided to take a creative route up here and pass you by and see if you were around
great.
on the way up there. So it was you happen to be home, and I appreciate you taking time out
I'm
of your
home a
day.
lot these days. Not really much else to do. In the summertime, I could be out fishing, exploring, camping, and all that stuff.
Right.
But I had to get all caught up with this because this move really set me back in time.
Yeah.
So-
Well, it was definitely worth it.
I'm working on
This is a
3 trailers
space.
at once,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you got 2 trailers in here sitting.
2
right now.
here and a bunch out in the back.
This is some main street. I was flying down Route 160, which at night is basically a levee road. So it's a casino right there. There used to be a casino right there. Crazy. Some levee road, so it looks like you're in a bayou. There's water on both sides of you. It's dark. There's nobody else around. And then I look to my left and I see this town right here. With all these cool, funky, I mean, I didn't see it from the road, but all these cool, funky buildings. A lot of cars here, obviously, and there's a bar, obviously, down here. And then I see it's really windy today, you can see the flag up there. I know the lighting's bad, but... And it just looks like some magical place, you know? Which there are few magical places anymore in this world for me. But this one... Oh, I think I've heard of this town. Yeah, I have heard of this town. In fact, my friend Jim Highland told me about this town. Huh. Crazy. And here it is in the middle of the night. Ma Wei or something like that. Some Chinese name. Pineapple Chinese restaurant. Look at all these empty storefronts. This is such an antique looking little town. I'm surprised that Lee Brothers Dry Goods. It's crazy, man. Well, here I am in Mei-Wah, M-E-I space W-A-H, a town here in Northern California in the Delta. Yeah, California has a delta. And I've heard about this old town from a friend of mine who I used to work with, Jim Highland. This is the main street apparently with all these old buildings. A lot of them abandoned, but they're, you know, from a different time. And he told me about this restaurant down here that we're going to take a look at.